Hallo, guten Tag, welcome. Ich hoffe, es geht Ihnen gut. Hope everybody is doing fine. Today we will talk about two-way prepositions. Now you have learned that they are prepositions that go with the accusative case. Remember, durch, für, gegen, ohne, I won't sing, so don't worry. And then there are prepositions that go with the dative case. Aus, außer, bei, mit, nach, seit, von, zu are those prepositions. And now we have a third group. These are prepositions that can either go with the dative or the accusative. Like you see here. Was machst du in? In is one of these two-way prepositions. In diesem Teil der Stadt. What are you doing in this part of town? Here we're using the dative. But let's look at this sentence. Warum bin ich in diesen Laden gekommen? Why did I come into this store? In diesen is accusative. Okay, now let's solve the mystery why we're using dative in one time, accusative the other. First, let's look at the prepositions that are two-way prepositions. They are an, auf, hinter, in, neben, okay, an, at or on, auf, on or on top of, like I could say auf dem Tisch, on the table, behind is hinter, in is in, very similar to English, neben, next to, über, which you also have in English by the way, above, over, unter is under, also very similar, vor, in front of, and zwischen, between. Remember the Z is a TS sound, so let's say it again, zwischen. Okay, so let's look at this example. Die Schuhe sind auf dem Tisch. The shoes are on the table. Der Tisch, but in the dative, auf dem Tisch. Okay, but here it says, ich stelle die Schuhe auf den Tisch. I put the shoes on the table, or I am putting the shoes on the table. Why is it auf den Tisch? Well, here we have a location. It's already there. Okay, nobody's moving it. It's there. The shoes are on the table. Whereas here I'm putting them there. They are not there yet. There is a movement expressed. Okay, then I use accusative. Okay, so it depends. If the verb indicates a movement toward a destination, we use the accusative. If the verb indicates location, something is already there, then we use an object in the dative case. So remember, dative, location, accusative, movement. Okay, ich fahre das Auto in die Garage. I'm driving the car into the garage. It's not there yet. It's movement, accusative. Die Garage stays die Garage in the accusative. However, if I have das Auto ist in der Garage, the car is in the garage, then die Garage changes to der, dative, because now it's already there. Location, it's already in the garage. I'm not driving it into the garage. Der Hund geht in die Küche. The dog is going into the kitchen. Die Küche stays die Küche in the accusative. Remember, only the masculine changes in the accusative. The other forms don't change. The neuter and the feminine don't change. Okay, so it's accusative because a movement is expressed. The dog is going into the kitchen. He's not there yet. But if I say der Hund ist in der Küche, der is your dative. Okay, die changes to der in the feminine because the dog is already there. The dog is in the kitchen. Okay, he's not going there, he's already there. Location. So we use dative. Okay, but remember that we have those prepositions that are dative prepositions, and even though they could express a movement, we still would use a dative object because they are different category. They are the dative prepositions. Like for example, mit. By mit you always have a dative preposition. Okay, mit meinem Onkel. Ich fahre mit meinem Onkel. I'm driving with my uncle. Yeah, there is movement expressed, but mit is definitely a dative preposition. Okay, when you use two-way prepositions with a pronoun, make sure to select the appropriate case. Okay, if let's say it says here, ich sitze neben dem alten Mann, I'm sitting next to the old man, dative because I'm already sitting next to him, location, no movement expressed. Okay, now I don't want to say the old man again, I want to say I'm sitting next to him. Okay, I want to use a pronoun. Then, since this was dative, I have to use a dative pronoun. Ich sitze neben ihm. You see the M stands for the dative here, whereas the N stands for the accusative. Let's look at these examples here. Hat den Teller vor seinen Sohn gestellt. He put the plate in front of his son. So there's a movement expressed. He's putting it in front. It's not there yet. Okay, so vor seinen, there you see the accusative ending, en for the masculine, der Sohn, vor seinen Sohn, or you could say vor den Sohn in front of the son. Still going to be accusative, just a different, article. Now, if I want to say instead of son, I want to say instead of him, then I have to use an accusative pronoun. Hat den Teller vor ihn gestellt. Okay? Because a movement is expressed, so I use the accusative. He's putting it, or he put it in front of him. Okay? There are some common contraction with these two-way prepositions and the definite articles. They are an das becomes ans, auf das aufs, in das ins, but this you will still see in the written language. This is more in the spoken, whereas these you could probably find in the written and the spoken. Okay, an dem, am, in dem, im. Okay, contractions. Okay, the question wohin, where to, which you have heard before, asks about movement. So when you answer this question with a two-way preposition, always use an object in the accusative. But be careful, only with two-way prepositions. Okay, otherwise, if you have an accusative preposition, you use the accusative. If you have a dative preposition, use the dative. Only with the two ways. If you have a wohin, you use the accusative. Okay, wohin fahren wir morgen? Wir fahren morgen in die Stadt. Die Stadt stays die Stadt because it's accusative. Stays the same. Wohin gehen die Leute? Sie gehen ins Konzert. Ins is a contraction of in das, so it stays ins. Okay, it doesn't change into dative. It's accusative because it expresses the movement. Now, if I have the question wo, that asks about location. So I'm going to use a dative case if I have a two-way preposition. Wo ist mein Schal? Where is my scarf? Dein Schal liegt auf dem Tisch. Your scarf is lying on the table. Auf is a two-way preposition followed by the dative case because it's the dative of location. Auf dem Tisch. No movement expressed. The scarf is already lying there. Wo hängt das Bild? Where is the picture hanging? Es hängt an der Wand. It's hanging on the wall. It's already there. Die Wand changes to der Wand in the dative. So wo, if you have that with a two-way preposition, use the dative. Wohin with a two-way preposition, use the accusative. Okay, here there are certain verbs that we use with these two-way prepositions. Okay, you see here dative, location, wo. Okay, all these are dative verbs. Wohin, accusative, you will use the accusative because it expresses a movement. Okay, wohin gehst du? Where are you going to? Okay, so I have to use the accusative with these verbs. But look at the very first verb. It says hängen, to hang or to be hanging. Okay, I have the same one on the other side. So this is one of the verbs that can go either way. Either I could be hanging, okay, or let's say I'm hanging from a tree with my arms or whatever, I'm already hanging there. But let's say I hang something onto the wall, then there a movement is expressed. Okay, so then use accusative. Liegen, to lie. Okay, answers the question where. It's lying there. Sitzen, to sit. Where is he? Or he's sitting there. Stehen, to stand. I'm standing here means I'm here. Now on the wohin side we have legen, you can lay down something, okay. Setzen, to set down, like I put the kid in the child seat or the baby in the high chair, then I would use setzen because it's not there yet. But if the baby is already sitting there, I would use sitzen. Okay, stellen, to put. Okay, we had the example with the Schuhe. Ich stelle die Schuhe auf den Tisch. We use the accusative. Okay, here is a summary. Okay, our two-way prepositions are an, auf, hinter, in, neben, über, unter, vor, zwischen. And here are the contractions. And you see these are prepositions of location. But be careful, if they express a movement, we use the accusative. If they express a location, something is already there, then we use the dative. Same with these question words. Wohin asks for movement towards somewhere. Where to? We use accusative when we answer it. Wo asks for location. Where? We use the dative. Let's look at these examples. Ich wohne hinter der Bibliothek. I live behind the library. Location. Okay, die Bibliothek changes to der in the dative. Das Auto ist in der Garage. The car is in the garage. It's already there. So die Garage, it's feminine actually, Garage, changes to der in the dative because it's location. Ich gehe hinter, again I'm using the two-way preposition hinter. Ich gehe hinter die Bibliothek. Now it says I'm going behind the library. Okay, so here I use the accusative. Okay, it stays die Bibliothek because a movement is expressed. Ich stelle das Auto in die Garage. I'm putting the car in the garage. A movement is expressed, so I use the accusative after in. Okay, verbs that can express location are hängen, liegen, sitzen, stehen. Okay, verbs that can express destination or a movement towards the destination are hängen, legen, setzen und stellen. Only the first one is tricky. Okay, otherwise they all are separate, the verbs. Okay, let's look at the knowledge check here on Vista. Let me open it. Okay, the example says wir wohnen über Bäckerei. We're living above the bakery. Okay, definitely location. So here they use the dative. Einer. Die Bäckerei, usually words that end in I, nouns that end in I are usually always feminine. Okay, so I know it's feminine, so it will have the ending ER in the dative. Okay, die warme Jacke hängt an Tür. The warm jacket is hanging at the door. Okay, is somebody hanging it there? No, it's already there. Location. Hanging, if you have a person hanging it, you know it has to be accusative. But if it's already hanging, like in this case, you know it's location. Okay, nobody's hanging. It's just hanging by itself. It's already there. Okay, here the verb gives it away. Legen, you're putting something somewhere. Movement. Aha, under the table lies my hat. Liegt. Look at the verb. It's already lying there. Location. Now here we have a person hanging something between something. Okay, so somebody is hanging it. That means movement. Number 5 is a little bit tricky. He seldom wears a sweatshirt over his t-shirt. That should be location, because in general he doesn't wear it. It's not like he's putting it over it. It's just he doesn't in general wear it. Okay? Die Kinder schlafen immer mit. Oh, watch out, mit. Mit is not a two-way preposition, so don't let them confuse you. It's a, and you should know what type of preposition that is. That is very clear if you just look at the preposition. So don't let them confuse you. Der Hund ist hinter, he ran behind the car. The dog ran behind the car. He's not there yet, he's running behind it. Okay? So it's movement. Frau Frögle braucht Unterwäsche und geht in. She's going into the store. Movement. Okay, the cat is sitting or likes to sit on my jacket. Look at the verb. To sit. Location. Okay, on the jacket. Okay, sitzen. It's definitely a location verb. Seid ihr am Montag wieder in Konzert gegangen? Did you go to the concert again on Monday? Movement is expressed. Okay, wir füttern den Hund neben, we're feeding the dog next to the table. Okay, there is a movement expressed, but the dog is next to the table. The dog is already there. The dog is not going anywhere. So it is definitely location. Okay, I think this should help. Otherwise, we will go over it in class, or you can bring your questions or send me an email. Okay, I wish you a good day. Schönen Tag noch. And I will see you in class. Auf Wiedersehen.